Boom. What is up, y'all? Ooh, audio. Okay, there we go. All right. There we go. We are here. We are back in effect, y'all. They're like that. Boom, boom, boom. We right here. We back another week, man. And this week, I'm trying to keep it a little bit shorter, man. Last week, you missed last week. If you missed last week, man, if you missed last week, I don't know what you were doing. The homegirl Drea, she's working hard. Shout out to Drea Renee. Um, Dre Renee on IG. Make sure y'all go follow her. Shout out to her. She is working hard, which is, that's what we want to do, man. Um, as you guys know, welcome to Talking the Truth. Welcome to Talking the Truth. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share with a friend, share with a friend. Please share this with a friend. And subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube, youtube.com/ at the token and the truth. Typing this on I'm looking down at one screen because I'm on IG. So want to definitely let the people know the token and the truth. Let the people on there know what it is and what it ain't, where they can lock in with us. And like I said, you guys make sure you guys tap in on our YouTube. Make sure you tap in on our YouTube. Because that's where the bread and butter is. That's what helps us out. And that lets me be able to see, you all's comment. You know what I mean? Because I know a lot of y'all be commenting, and some of y'all get mad at me because I missed the comments. That's because on Facebook they be hating on the StreamYard. So we use StreamYard, and so Facebook don't allow the comments to come through smoothly. But on YouTube they do. So but today I'm back solo, but I do have my guest co-host. They're gonna pop in and we are going to do this big. Let me go ahead and send this to them. Boom. Let me go ahead and send this to them so they can pop in. Cause this week, what I want to do is, 'cause last week I was gonna pull up this video. And last week the video was kind of like, so last week we did Vivica J. I don't know if you guys saw it. All my people's coming in. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the like button, please hit the like button right now. If you're not on our YouTube, go to our YouTube right now, please. It's at the token and the truth. Last week we did Vivica J. Fox, and talked about how she wanted to, she was 60, she ready to settle down, but she still do hot girl summer, all this type of stuff. And so that was her whole thing that she was on. So this week I got a video and I kind of flipped things up a little bit. So I want to show this video this week. Got my co-hosts. My co-hosts are coming down. My guest co-hosts are coming down the pipe. I'm gonna bring some of the people back from last week because that was really great. It was a really great situation. Let me see. Let me try to. Can I do this? Let me see if I can do this because I got, like, right now I'm on my phone. Got my one screen there. Got my other screen there. So let me see if I can. Okay, we'll leave it like this. So I got my co-host coming down the pipe. So I'm gonna put my phone on do not disturb so everybody ain't texting me. Let me see if I can do this. So, and guys, if you want to tap in, let me drop the link to tap in, actually, because I want to hear you all's comments as well. I want to hear you all's comments because, and let me know, drop in the comments if you saw. I just posted to the YouTube in my public page, my Freddie B TV page on Facebook, and the YouTube page. Like I said, if you're not on the YouTube, if you're not on the YouTube, definitely tap into the YouTube. And then I'm trying to get my guy to come in. Okay, because he's in Colombia. So we gonna see if he can pop in from Colombia. I'm juggling all this. I really want y'all, like I said, I really want y'all to also, if you want to cam up, I want to hear your thoughts. But this video I'm gonna play is Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. They're talking. But it's Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. They're talking about ladies. They're talking about women, and I'm actually surprised that because Kevin Hart had some of y'all may know Kevin Hart had a podcast, and Chris Rock was on. I'm surprised. Wow, I'm surprised they even aired this. To be honest with you, but let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let me see. Let me get her. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. All right, here we go. All right, so guys, like I said, welcome to Talking the Truth. Get to that YouTube. Get to that YouTube right now. But right now, let me play the video. I'm gonna play the video because I want you guys to see this video. Once you see this video, all right, we go share screen. This video is Chris Rock and Kevin Hart. Chris Rock and Kevin Hart, and they are talking about Megan Thee Stallion. Oh Lord Jesus. All right, they're talking about Megan Thee Stallion. Let's get into it.
I knew I took the wrong nigga with that young. I took the wrong chance. I hosted Saturday Night Live with Megan Thee Stallion. Mm-hmm. I said, when you get to your old nigga phase, give me a call. She got to fuck her rappers and whatever right now. Get her point guards in there, Hey. But at some point, you're having fun now. At some point, you're going to want somebody to take care of that debt. And that's where I come in. Chris. We love you, Megan Thee Stallion. First of all, it's so good because I know he's not playing. I know he's not playing. I know, and you just left afterwards. I just left. Yeah, I just put it on the table. Yeah, you didn't give her time to think about it. No. You just gotta leave. I don't want to be inappropriate. No, you don't want to see her face afterwards. Yeah. I the appropriate. I don't want to get me too'd. I just yeah, it's gotta be quick. It's gotta be quick. In and out. But you are fucking, you're a 56-year-old bachelor now. Like let's not go there. You're a 56-year-old by yourself. If I had a 25-year-old girlfriend, like, oh, motherfucker. Yeah. I knew it. I knew I took the wrong nigga with that young. I took the wrong chance. I hosted Saturday Night Live with Megan Thee Stallion. Mm-hmm. I said, when you get to your old nigga phase, give me a call.
Y'all fine right there, man. So, Chris Rock talking to Kevin Hart. He told her when she gets her old nigga phase, give him a call. Chris Rock, 56, Megan Thee Stallion in her 20s. So we talking about at least a 30-year. He's more than double her age. And so this is interesting because like if let's look at some of the comments. Comments are always crazy. I agree that these are jokes. Let's comedy black men sitting around drinking. Them and crew laugh and get her rappers and PGs in there. Shout out to old men who know their place. Why do niggas seem so much happy after divorce? He's not a bachelor, he's divorced. Bachelor men that never married. That's very, very key. Where is my co-host? I sent her the link and she just texted me, said, are you live yet? Yes, I'm live. Yeah. I am live. So guys, you see this. Now, I really want my co-host to pop in on this, but you see this, and the reason why I wanted to play this because last week we talked about Vivica. Vivica is 60, she's in her 60s, and but she's about to be 60, and she's like she wanna settle down, and but she still want a hot girl summer. And a lot of women in the comments were championing, like, oh yeah, girl, woo, 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 yeah, do your thing. Why can't she? So now my guest host said she's asking me, do I want her to join? All right, we're back. All right, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. A lot of people see this clip. A lot of people see this clip, and then those same people will be like, "Oh, that was champion Vivica." Will then see this clip and be like, "Oh, men want to run away from pressure. Older guys want to run away from that grown woman pressure, so on and so forth." And then this clip is so multi-layered. And so, because we kind of talked about mileage and cat facts, because one of the guest co-hosts, she mentioned about how that women have a cat facts, and we talked about the validity of that. And some people agree, some people didn't agree, so on and so forth. But you see, Chris also references that as well. He references that because he's like, okay, she's gonna go through a Raptors, go through a point guard, basically a basketball players and Raptors. Those usually are the ones you got to deal with because those are ones that make the most money. Like football players normally don't get other big time stars because they career so short and they ain't gonna really make the money, and they probably really ain't making the money unless they a quarterback. NFL quarterbacks get those Megan Thee Stallion types with the income, because it's based on the income with a man. So, he even mentioned that, but he was like, that old guy gonna be there to save you. And so that's also that piece right there. Like a lot of women in their younger years, they get burnt out. And then the guys in their age bracket, if you will, they kind of get burnt out on them. And so, but a lot of women don't want to get that older man. And the thing is I tell anybody, I would say, unless somebody can want to come on and pop on and let me know something otherwise, that generally speaking, a woman is better off with a guy who is older than her. And and we're not even talking about like 3-4 years older. She's 25. She'll go get a 28-year-old guy. We talking about if she's 25, she'll get like a guy that's 34, 35. Somewhere along that line. That's that sweet spot. She's 25, the guy 32, 33, 34, 35. That's like that sweet spot. Maybe even older. And then depending on the type of life that you live, if you a woman who, you've kind of conserved yourself, you ain't passed yourself around, then maybe you can go a little bit younger. Maybe you 24, 25, you can get you a guy 28, 29, 30. You haven't been passing yourself around. But if you want these women that, that's your prerogative, but you pass yourself around a considerable amount, then you definitely want to go older. You definitely want to get that older man. You are 27, 28, 29, and you pass yourself around a lot. Once again, your prerogative. But the thing is you can do whatever it is you want. Like I said, that's one thing I want to echo. I want that to always be my messaging, that anybody can do whatever it is you want. If we all have free will. You can do whatever it is you want. Now, the consequences that come from out of that, you got to deal with that. It's just like, if you mad at somebody, you go beat somebody up just unprovoked. You can do that. I wouldn't advise it. I wouldn't advise you just to go assault somebody, because then, like I said, that's called assault. You end up in jail, and then now you got a criminal record, and now you got to deal with having a criminal record out from that. And so that's why I would suggest and advise somebody not to do that. Same way I would advise and suggest that somebody don't do that. I would advise and suggest a woman who's younger not to just share her body with any and everybody and to have fun and to sow her oats, all these types of things, because it changes the dating dynamic for you. And then it puts you in a position to where now your options start to shrink. They start to shrink. Because the thing is if you've done that, then you have to leave your surrounding. You have to leave the people that you normally are around. You have to put yourself in different demographics and different places. She's asking me for the link now. Hold on, guys. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. All right. So, but the thing is, like, because what I'm telling people, anytime I'm talking to somebody about anything, it's about, like, life is about keeping your options open, right? It's about keeping your options open and having the max amount of options at your disposal to do whatever it is that you want to do. If you do certain things, you decrease those options, and then you get to where you like Vivica Fox. And so that's the thing. Like, a lot of women, like, a lot of women who 30, they don't want to date a guy who's 55, 56, 57. single man that age. They don't want to date a man that age. The thing is that if you are in a particular group, that's probably your best bet. I'm not saying that's your only bet, but that's your best bet. That's your best bet as far as it is to find a suitable man for you to date. It's your best bet. Because if you're 30 and you pass yourself around, but then you have a little income in your pocket, that's gonna jump the age up right then and there, right there. Like you 30, like you might Megan Thee Stallion, she a rap star. She got a bunch of money. Late 20s. How old is Meg Thee Stallion? I don't even know. How old is Meg Thee Stallion? Let's see. Megan Thee Stallion age. How old is Megan Thee Stallion? She's 29. Megan Thee Stallion is 29. Chris Rock 56. So you're 20. You're 29. Megan Thee Stallion 29. And thinking, like I said, you can do whatever you want. But the fact of the matter is, we do know Megan Thee Stallion has been with Moneybagg Yo. She's been with Party. Who else? Who else she been with? That we know. That's like famous people. Okay, here we go. Dating history. So, and the thing is a lot of those people, this just jump. A lot of those people, it didn't end nicely. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, oh, so then it's like, okay, what's the common thread? What's the common thread amongst all this? Let's see. I just found this. Here we go. I'm gonna pull this up. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back to the video. Let's go to this. Megan Thee Stallion. So we see right here, G-Eazy. I don't even know if she dated G-Eazy. Party, Moneybagg Yo, who I mentioned. So who we got? And throughout 2019, she dated ex-boyfriend Moneybagg Yo. They was all booed up. Moneybagg Yo apparently talked about in 2020 right before the pandemic. And he kept it G. He kept it G. And then who else we got? And then she dated Partisan Fontaine, Party. She didn't wish him a happy birthday in 2020 and then deleted photos of him off her social media. Let's see what they got. They got scroll through the gallery. So they got a gallery. Moneybagg Yo. Then we got G-Eazy. But Megan, she shut down the speculation. Says she's not having them. Then we got Party. So we know Moneybagg Yo and Party was in it, as they say. This guy, apparently, like right after Party, she's got with Romelu, this guy. So we have that, and so that's the thing. And then we got Tory Lanez. She had her situation with Tory Lanez. So we talking about in the past like 3-4 years, those are 4 men who like one a year, and then like probably not counting other like little things here and there. So ordinarily, I know with me, most people aren't in a new relationship every year. They aren't averaging a new relationship every year, and so that's the thing. And then those types of rumors start to circulate, and then that kind of sullies the whole thing. So we got my co-host on here. She just popped in. Let's bring her on here. We got my girl Shamil.
Hello.
What is up? Thank you for joining us once again. I definitely wanted to have you on because you was on last week.
Right.
And we talked about Vivica Fox. And so what I want to do, I want to play this. I've been talking about this video. I want to play this video. This is the video. So, last week we talked about Vivica Fox and how she was 60 and she was wanting to settle down, but she also wanted to have a hot girl summer.
Right.
Right.
She want to have best of both worlds.
Right. And, she's like this older woman and, she was like, and I think also, I don't know if we talked about it, but also she said somewhere she would rather have a younger man.
Right.
And so, a lot of people was championing like, yeah, girl, do your thing. Woo, 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 woo. Let's watch this video, shall we?
Okay.
She got a fucking rapper.
Let me start it from the beginning. I'm starting from the beginning.
If I had a 25-year-old girlfriend, like, oh, motherfucker, yeah. I knew it. I knew I took
that
the
old
wrong
nigga with that young.
I took the wrong chance. Are you?
I hosted Saturday Night Live with Megan Thee Stallion. Mm-hmm. I said, when you get to your old nigga phase, give me a call. She got to fuck her rappers and whatever right now. Get her point guards in there,
Hey.
But at some point.
You're having fun now.
At some point,
you're going to want
somebody to take care of that debt. And that's where I come in.
Chris.
We love you, Megan Thee Stallion.
First of all, it's so good because I know he's not playing. I know he's not playing.
At some point.
I know. And you just left afterwards.
I just left. I just put it on the table.
Yeah, you didn't give her time to think about it.
No.
You just gotta leave.
I don't want to be inappropriate.
No, you don't want to see her face afterwards. Yeah.
I'm the appropriate. I don't want to get me too. I just.
It's got to be quick.
It's got to be quick.
In and out.
In and out.
But you are fucking. You're a 56-year-old bachelor now. Like you're.
Oh, let's not go there.
You're 56-year-old. You by yourself.
If I had a 25.
Jamil.
I remember seeing that.
We've seen that. So what do you? Because I want to play this. This is more funny, but it's kind of centered around the whole thing of like older guys dating and getting with younger women, like 50, and then getting with a chick who's 27, and people like what Marcus Houston did, and people have like lots of issues with that.
Right.
What's your thoughts?
It's a double standard, of course, and so this is what I'm gonna say. Basically, we know that women, our thing is time and our beauty. We don't waste our time because obviously our time equates to our beauty and things like that. Men, it's money. Men really don't care about the age of how it is, but women, we're equated to youth, beauty, and time. So because a man with money or funds normally are going to go towards the youth and the beauty, if you get what I'm saying. So with him saying that, of course, Kevin Hart's like, oh, you're a 52-year-old man, things like that. And he's like, he'll go with Megan Thee Stallion or someone younger because his status is of a certain tier. Of course, he's going to want to deal with someone that has youth and beauty. But as far as him picking out with Megan Thee Stallion, let's keep it a bean. Megan Thee Stallion is not even checking for Chris Rock. She's not checking for Chris Rock. I wouldn't check for Chris Rock, and this is another topic because of what Will Smith did. That's just me. That's just me.
Wow.
I'm gonna need somebody that can defend me, not take a hit like that. That's just me.
Okay, so like specifically, Chris Rock is a no-go just based on probably like, just the protection part. He's like a smaller guy. He's more frail, and so, as a woman that, which I've spoke about on previous episodes of the protection aspect, men being protectors and providers, so on and so forth. So we have that. But in a more macro sense, we'll just say a 56-year-old man wanting to get at a 29, because Megan Thee Stallion is 29, wanting to get at a mid-50s man wanting to get at a late 20s woman.
Right. Her daughter, his daughter's age, basically.
Right. So what is that fine with you? Are you of the ilk of like, hey, that's totally fine. Like, do your thing. If they match, cool. Or are you of the ilk of he needs to find somebody his own age and he's scared of that grown woman pressure?
I don't even think that's it. I think it's more of I'm for whatever makes you happy. That's what I'm for. If it's somebody more that they are of consenting age, to me it's not 18, it's 21 and up. So with that notion, yes, whatever makes you happy, as long as it's safe and as long as it's, not harmful or anything of the sort.
Okay, so you're not part of the, because I mean I'm sure you're familiar with a lot of the women. Like a lot of women are not fans. They come at men for things like that, right? You're aware.
But what's the age? Right, I get that, but once again, what's the age? What's the age?
Like this, like if a dude is 52 talking to the chick who's 25.
But
Like,
who's getting upset? Is it the younger women or is it the older women?
the older women, the women that are
You
in their
gotta.
40s and on up.
I'm in my 40s. I don't care. But this is the reason why I would assume that they would get mad, because at a certain age, you do want to provide her, you do want to protect her. And, thinking about biologically, and, the prefrontal cortex is not developed until 25 with people. And then, it takes time for them to get to a certain level. Yes, everyone's going to school. We know that some men of certain, demographics and SES, social economical system, are not going to college. So it's like at that age, he would at least have had something under his belt. So as a woman, we're constantly grinding and this, that, third, and then we're trying to be in our soft girl era, per se. Who wants to work for the rest of your life? Who wants to grind for the rest of your life? So if you're someone that's my age, of course you would want to be with someone that is your age as well, or older, because he is already established, allegedly. He's already, set in himself, set in his ways and what he needs to provide for a woman. So it's like, number one, it could be competition. Like I said, women, it's, age, beauty, and time. It could be that. I personally don't care about someone in their 20s because I'm in my 40s and I've been there already. I know where I'm at. I know what I want. I'm secure in myself. Yes, they may look a lot better than me because they are younger, but you also have to understand, I don't age like milk. I age like wine. So it's a big difference. But what I'm saying, getting back to the topic, the women that are older, they may say, well, all the good men are taken off the shelf by the younger women. I had younger guys that hit on me. Who knows what could be going on with them? But that's a different topic. But to answer that, I don't have an issue with that. And some women my age may look at the fact of the men that are providers and protectors and things like that, they don't want someone my age because they look at it as like, well, I could be, damaged, or I could be, I've been out there, I'm seasoned, I'm not naive, I'm combative. You get what I'm saying? So it's all of that right there. As to where a man who's older, he may want to go ahead and, deal with someone who is younger because they may be more trainable. They may be, less combative. They may be more, passenger princess, easygoing. But then again, on the flip side, a lot of these younger women, they want that money off rip. If you have money, I'm talking to you. I'm going to get paid before I get played.
I mean, what, like, couldn't you say the same thing about an older woman, a woman that's 40? Like, she about
yes
that
and
money?
No. Yes and no, because you have to understand, as a millennial, a early millennial, not a later millennial, a early millennial, sometimes it may get mistaken for a Gen X. It's like we're more so accustomed of working for our own as well. So we have our own, we have established already. So we're looking at what we can bring in together. Some younger people may not look at it as like, I'm not trying to bring nothing together. I'm trying to have what I have, and I'm trying to acquire what you have as well to add on top of what I have. Are they willing to work with each other as a union? Who knows? I think women that are older, they understand the grind, they understand what it is, and they're willing to work with you. Younger women are not willing to, I don't want to say Barbara the Builder, but younger women are like, what's in it for me?
I mean, I think there's an initial like some, I think it's probably like some half and half almost, but I think that, a lot of the women, the young women who are like that, once they are in this situation that is safe and they feel like, oh, this man can take care of me, even out, because the thing is, provision encompasses so much more than just finance.
Right.
Finance is really like the last step, really, because when you talk about mentally, emotionally, spiritually, sexually, those types of provisional ways that a man can provide, like those are much more complex and much harder to attain and have and to provide for a woman than finances. Because finances, you can hit a lot.
You just have a job.
Things you can do to
you
turn
just have
around.
A job and you're able to finance. Right.
Exactly. And so I think, like, with those, when you bring those aspects into a situation and you're 45 and you're talking to a chick who's 28 And then she might initially be like, where the money at? But then when she gets with you, she starts to, because a lot of younger women, they don't see that aspect. They don't understand and realize that provisional aspect. Well, older women more so does. That's why I think older women are, if you're a woman who's 42 and single, she's less likely to be a stickler on the actual money that you're making. She's more of like looking like, okay, is what we need taken care of.
Right.
And like all the excess, I'm not really worried about the excess. Like, do we have a nice place to stay? I got a car to drive, bills paid, so on and so forth. Young girls thinking more so all the extravagance, but they meet that man who then could provide all this other provision. They see how important that is. Then it's like, oh, and then I think they start to realize, even if it's subconsciously, how much they don't know. And then they more so get on his program because like, okay, I can trust him. And then it's like, how often have they
They're
seen
more
that?
teachable.
Right. Exactly. They're much more teachable. They're much more submissive and much more willing to get on a particular program. Because when we talk about men, everything that like you said, and most women value those types of things that come with, quote unquote, for the sake of argument, alpha males or men who make plans, the men who show up like, okay, boom, this is what we're going to do, and know what provision look like. That's what women want. There's a lot of men who don't understand what provision is, and they just come, and the woman be like, I'm gonna do this, and okay, I'll go along with you. And it's like she just run him over, but then the woman don't respect the man. And most women don't want that man. But then it goes back to being that submissiveness and allowing that space for him to do and to show up in that way. Because you got a lot of women who don't even allow men to show up in that way. They just come like this. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. And that's what this what I want. This what I want. This what I'm gonna do. They're gonna all right, let's go. And it's like
it's a lot.
Right. And the interesting part about this, I went to a Brooklyn backyard party, which you from Brooklyn. You know how that is. Like New York summer hit, Brooklyn backyard parties, the vibe is unmatched. I ain't gonna lie. I'm from the South, and it ain't many things matched to the Brooklyn backyard party.
Right.
Went to one of these party, dope party. People brought bottles, liquor started flowing, people drunk, and I ended up getting. I don't know why I got into this conversation with especially I blame myself a lot because I didn't assess my surroundings.
Right.
Didn't assess my surroundings, and the demographic was a lot of women who they're very upwardly mobile. They have a lot of money, and so they call the shot really in there. They all are single, and they call the shot. They none of them have any children either. And so, it's like that's a very special dynamic when you are a woman, you get into your 40s and you've been single for so long and you don't have any children. Like your life is revolved around you. Like you don't know what it means to like love and give of self and like you not being coming
unconditional love, right?
Right. When a woman like a woman at the age she has children, she understands like there's something bigger than me. Life, this ain't about me. I'm just a conduit to try to create for other people. I'm just, I'm like, and you still hold on to like just that femininity because you take care of kids because that femininity is really like a amplification. Like everything that comes to you, amplify it to more.
I can differ for that because like I have 3 kids. My oldest is gonna be 19, and I have twins that are gonna be 9. So it's totally different because there's something called the empty nest. So when your kids leave, you're back to yourself. Yes, you do understand in giving and providing and nurturing, but I always tell parents, if you don't take care of yourself, how you could take care of others? You got to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, I mean it's a balance, right? It's a balance, yeah. Like, but
some mothers are. I'll admit, sometimes when I go out shopping for myself, I do feel guilty because I don't get stuff for my kids. But then I'm like, I get so much stuff for them. I look in my closet and it's like, what do I have?
You got nothing in there. It's just looking sad.
So, I mean, you have to really think about that balance. So as far as the women that are older and who don't have kids, they could have put their careers first.
And see, and I think like that part creates like these cold, hardened women. Because in this case, like this one chick, like that's how it started. Actually, I was talking to one young lady. We was having a great conversation. Just me and her having a conversation. We were talking amongst ourselves, and then I forgot what we was talking about. But this other girl, you know, obviously very massive. She overheard a piece and she just dove right into the conversation and took over the conversation, just hijacked it and was like, no, because some of these men, because I came this man and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah.
Do you think
and
it was liquid courage or that's how she really is?
Oh, I mean, yeah, definitely some of it was liquor courage. That's what I was saying earlier, like the liquor was flowing, so on and so forth, and it just took over her body and she just went in. And I was telling her, I'm like, hey, look, you know, like this is like, if you're approaching a man like this and the type of man that you want, like there's no space for him to he's not even gonna deal with that. Like there's like all the men that I know that are the type of man that a woman want, like a man who makes plans, who knows what provision is, all that type of stuff. Whether I'm personally halfway know them or I've been around them, worked around them, in every facet, they don't tolerate like BS. They don't tolerate it. They immediately leave. Like they immediately cut it off. Like these type of men, like if they vouch for you, if they go so far as to vouch for you and they see you starting to mess it up, they immediately separate themselves from you. Immediately. They have a out clause on everything. Like they don't play about any of that. So if they don't play about any of that in business and just their life, they're not gonna play about their woman. Their woman is creating this hostile space. They're like, oh yeah, no. I'm good on this. I'm not even about to deal with this. There's no point in me dealing with this because this is unnecessary. And so that's what I was trying to get at, but she kept cutting me off. And then her friends came in, and I essentially got jumped. In the conversation. And the next thing I know, I heard a woman say, yo, we got a hotel. Oh, you a hotel? You got to go. You ready to go? It's time for you to go. I think it's time for you to go. I was
you didn't have no friends out there?
Nah, because I got invited by somebody else, and then when I got there, it was other people I knew there, you know, because I've been in New York 11 years. You know how New York is. You go somewhere, and it's New York 9 million people, but you go somewhere and have to, what? Actually in Brooklyn. You know, Brooklyn is its own ecosystem, and then Bed-Stuy even more so its own ecosystem. But yeah, I essentially got jumped. And the crazy thing about it is one guy came and he was about to talk, but once the girl started to like really jump me, I saw him fall back.
He like backed up, right?
He gave me that look that every man know. Like every man give another man that look when it's like women around and women going in on the dude to give him that look like, oh nigga, you on your own. Like, oh, I'm out of my name Bennett and I ain't in. And then the girl I was talking to, she just got quiet. She didn't say nothing else. I was like, we just had a whole conversation, me and you, great conversation. And you know this ain't the case. She didn't say nothing. And then the other 5 women like stood over me, was like, you got to go. You ready to go? I think it's time for you to go. I was like, this is very threatening. But that I think, and that's kind of the reason why I do the podcast is because you know we have these instances where like women get older and it's like, you know, it's kind of like that joke of like women been single for too long, and it's like you go over a house, you leave the cap off the toothpaste. She's like, oh, I can't take this. I can do bad all by myself. I ain't about to take this. You got to go. I ain't dealing with this. It's like that joke to where somebody been alone all their life, and this is like they ain't going for nothing.
But then you also have to understand, is that her space?
You said what?
Is that her space or is that their space?
I mean, I'm talking about like you know like I've heard comedians do that joke where like you go in her space and you might do something small, like you leave the cap off the toothpaste and she cuts you off. She like, no, I'm not dealing with this, and you get cut off and it's a wrap. It's like it's extra, it's a joke, but the concept of women being like by themselves for so long, yeah, they chasing their career, putting their career first and foremost, and like that's all that matters.
But can I ask the question? Why is it so bad for women to chase their career, but it's not bad for men to chase their career? That's the double standard.
Well, no, one because of what you said earlier. The reason being is because a woman can do both. A woman can find a man and chase whatever her career is. She actually do both. She don't have to choose. Like I don't know.
What if she wants a career more than having kids?
What if she wants a career more? I'm gonna get that to the kids, but I'm talking about like having a mate.
Right.
Well, I mean, she wants a career more than like, and I think like, and that's fine. Like I said right before you came on, I'm all game for whatever people want to do.
Right.
My only thing is just understand the consequences that come with whatever you choose to do, good and bad consequences. So if you're a woman and you are of the ilk of, my career is way more important than finding a man. I don't even want to find a man right now. I just want to sleep around and make the bag, and I'll wait till I'm in my 40s to come back around and find a man. You can do that. Totally fine. But just understand what comes with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think women want to accept and understand what comes with that. And then furthermore, I think a lot of women then want to tell men, like, no, you should not be how y'all been since you were made. You should be like a woman and handle us like this.
Okay, piggybacking off of that, look at what's going on with Ebony K. Williams right now.
Which there's so much stuff I've been hearing about her.
So she's actually pregnant. She went through artificial insemination.
Oh, she did.
She's pregnant. Okay. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are like, she's choosing single motherhood. You know, yes, is she a judge or she's a lawyer?
She's a lawyer.
She's a lawyer. And not only that, she's a prominent Black lawyer. And she, you know, basically has not found anybody of any of the sort, but she chose to be a single mother. Now, is it bad because she chose it to be a single mother rather than where some women are forced to be a single mother? Which one is it?
I mean, I think the fact she chose that, like, because I know so many single mothers, and even that's kind of bad. This kind of disheartening to even say, but I don't know any single mothers that were happy they were single mothers. Like, oh yes, woo, I get to raise children by myself. Like,
well, I'm gonna keep it on the eye. I would rather do this on my own than deal with that person. Because I've had to put
all your children by the same.
No, my oldest, her dad is somebody else, but with the twins, I would rather not, because I had to put a restraining order on him, and it was very, very life-threatening. So in order to have peace of mind in my household, for me to get these children where they need to be, you gotta go. You gotta go. He was just so chaotic that I just couldn't. So it's like, what's worse? Dealing with a chaotic person in your household while trying to get children where they need to be, or not dealing with a chaotic person and kind of basically choosing to be a single mother for the healthiness of the rearing of your children.
But my question is, why are those the two options? Why are they the only two options, though?
What's the other option? But what's the other option?
To have a loving, supportive man to raise a child with.
It's different because, okay, like I said, I'm keeping on the eye. My biggest fear is, I have boy-girl twins. My biggest fear is they're not only touching little girls, they're also touching little boys. Correct. That's my biggest fear. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've had a lot of people ask, oh, those are your kids? Oh, those are twins? Oh my gosh, I wish I had twins. My antennas are like, why do you wish you had twins? You know, you just, like, I live in Brooklyn. People do the weirdest stuff. I've even had someone in Times Square, the lady come up to me, ask me, can I take a picture of your kids? No, I don't know you. No.
What did she say? Why? Did you ask her why?
No, she was, I hate being discriminatory, but she was of the, she was Indian, and she was in a sari, and she specifically asked if she could take a picture, but she was following us around. Like, I noticed she was following us around. And of course, being of Caribbean descent, you can do so much with a picture.
Oh yeah. Y'all like, I know, I heard about y'all in spaghetti.
So, yeah. Well, that's somebody else. That's not us. Trinidadians don't do that.
That's some Caribbean stuff. I heard about y'all spaghetti. I heard what the women do.
Trinidadians don't do spaghetti. No. We'll cook really good for you, but we're not adding in some extra stuff, you know. Okay. But the sheer fact of the matter, it's like, I remember, you know, I was scared washing their clothes at the laundromat, because you see people, you know, they take out your things, they can see what you're washing, and they see that I'm washing baby clothes. This is when they were a lot smaller. And then twins. And I remember I had a dream that someone actually followed me home to see where I lived and ended up breaking into my house and taking my twins. I could tell you so many stories, but piggybacking on that, to find a loving person, definitely, I would definitely love to, you know, be in that type of environment. However, I have to look at, you hit a nail on the head. I am used to certain things in my own space. And I remember I was dealing with a guy for, you know, some years, and it was just like him learning about us and how we operated and how we did certain things. And I mean, he understood that, okay, this is her space. These are her kids. This is how it is. This is how it is. You know, and unfortunately it didn't pan out. But it's just like, is someone willing to come into that environment and learn something about that woman? Or are they willing to just come in and try to take over? Because their father tried to come into my own space and take over. And I'm like, how are you going to try to take over mine when you don't even have your own?
I mean, that's definitely key. I mean, yeah, you know, if you don't have your own and you coming to take over somebody else stuff, yeah, that doesn't really work. But like I said, my thing is she chose single motherhood. Like single motherhood will never be better than a mother and a father raising children. Like the ceiling is way higher when you have a mother and a father in the house as opposed to just the mother in the house. And
You
so
have
my
to,
thing
it's
is
two healthy adults.
I get in
Two
your
healthy adults.
situation. It was a toxic situation with the dad, with your twins, so on and so forth. But what I'm saying is striving, because the whole point is building and setting things up and properly vetting people and knowing how to vet potential mates so that then when you get with them, y'all get married and y'all procreate. It's a solid situation. You have a strong foundation that you can go from to actually like have these solid homes and it not just be my only options is toxicity person or no person. That's insane that toxic or nothing is the only two options.
Well, can I ask a question? How old are you,
Yes.
Freddie?
41.
Why are you not in a healthy relationship? Or my apologies, are you in a healthy relationship?
No, I'm not in a relationship right now.
Why not?
Because of that fact. It's about if I meet a woman about building one intentionality towards getting married, one, and two is about properly building the foundation to get there. So when we get married, we have a strong foundation to where everything we do is led by love. Like, will there be hiccups and bumps and mistakes or whatever the case may be? People get mad and all that type of stuff. Yes,
right.
We're humans, we're individual, we're flawed. But if we have a strong foundation that's built to where we remember that we're leading with love and we're attending to it, just like you do like a business. Like you look at Microsoft, Apple, anything like that. Like there are things done to make sure the health of the business is intact, so you can keep moving forward, so you don't have to go under and file bankruptcy. All these different types of things. You build a solid foundation. So that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I've learned throughout these years, ever since I was engaged. 7 years ago. That's the one thing I've learned in doing more research and more conversations with people who are married, who've been married 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years to see what is that matriculation like from 10 years, like the 10-year married people, even 5-year married people, what are they seeing? 10-year, what are they seeing? 20, 30, 40, 50, and what's realistic? Because the thing is when I was engaged, I was like, that's why I got all these grades. These grades came in because when I was engaged, I had an abscess that formed right in the middle of my forehead from that relationship, all because I was so stressed out. But
I was just about to say,
I thought that was work.
Stress manifests in different ways, yes.
Right. And so the thing is I went to the doctor, I went to the dermatologist. He didn't even know what it was. And I was talking to this girl who, she's big on the chakras and all that type of stuff. And then she was like, yeah, your chakras are messed up because your chakras are aligned. Whatever that chakra is, she was like, yeah, this chakra. And like, I didn't really tell her, but she was breaking it down. And I'm a Christian. I believe in Christianity, but I do believe that there's wisdom across the board to pull from, even as, even as like, I do my thing. But I'm bringing in a friend of mine I went to school with. Definitely wanted to bring him in. My man Sean Taz, he's in Columbia. You in Columbia, right?
Yeah, what's up, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. So Sean, so we right here. I got my code. You can see us, right? Me and Shamil, right?
Okay, yeah, I see y'all. I'm sorry, I'm in here working now. Yeah, man. I'm betting my bed. Yeah, I can see y'all though.
So Taz, really quickly, tell people, I'm calling you Taz, but tell people your name and where you're from and what you're into right now.
Okay, man. So my name is Sean. Freddie B. My whole name is Sean Taz, and so I know Freddie from TSU. Been knowing him for years and years and years. And right now I'm over in Columbia building a a tourism company and just some other businesses. And yeah, man, I've been over here about 3 years, and yeah, man, just figuring it out, man. I'm in Cartagena right now, and yeah, just working. That's why I couldn't get. I'm sitting there working, doing some work for some clients, and
Okay.
and yeah, it's long and short of it.
So yeah, so I really wanted I wanted you to hop on this one because the video I played earlier is a video. I'll basically give you a synopsis of it. It's a video of Chris Rock talking to Kevin Hart, and Chris Rock is making a joke, but he's being serious. He's making a joke about because Megan Thee Stallion is 29, he's 56. He's basically making a joke like, Megan, once you get done with all your rappers and your point guards, and basically once you get done getting ran through, like how people think that she is, once you get done getting ran through, holla at an old nigga. Holla at an old dude because he's 56 and I take care of your debt and we can live happily ever after. You got this big age gap. And so, because last week we talked about how Vivica Fox, she about to be 60 and now she want to set it up, but also have a hot girl summer, but she preferably wants a younger man. And a lot of women was like championing her and like, yeah, go girl. But then vice versa, when older men talk to younger women, when there's like a 20-year age gap, there's something wrong with us and we are scared of grown woman pressure. So I really wanted you to hop on because you're also in Colombia, and so you kind of living a life that usually is associated, like not really, but usually associated. You've seen a lot of things there that passport bro. You hear the passport bros, all that type of stuff. So you live in also a different life of that guy who's upwardly mobile, who has movement. So I wanted to hear your thoughts on that.
Oh man, this is so strange, man. It's just a strange conversation because I'm kind of disconnected from kind of what's going on over there. Like, so when I hear conversations like this, it's kind of so far outside of my reality that it's just hard to comprehend a little bit. You know what I mean? Just, like ageism, and you got to understand these are like American concepts. You know what I'm saying? So, things like this they don't really register over here like that. Like, because this is another reality, if that makes sense. So like I talk to girls that's 20, 19, 25. You like, that's just normal. You know what I'm saying? I'm 43. So I'm not thinking about it like I'm talking to this girl that's because she's this age or that age. I'm just talking to who I'm talking to. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if
Right.
she's 25 or 30 or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? It's just, I think what tends to happen is just like, I don't have children. So, and I mean, some of this may come off harsh because I don't really know what I'm supposed to say and not supposed to say. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just speak it how it come from you.
Okay, yeah. It for me, at a certain point, it doesn't make sense for me to talk to somebody that I can't have kids with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and younger women tend to talk to, old. I wouldn't necessarily say older guys. It's just men with more means. You know what I'm saying? Like, so because, okay, how can I say this? Okay, I think the mentality to a woman over here, she's thinking, she can't talk to someone parallel to her because they don't really have anything yet. Like, think about it, you're a third world guy, okay, and you're the third world, so you don't have anything. You see what I'm saying? Right. And okay, this is a 20, 25-year-old girl that looks like somebody on the cover of a magazine. Everyone in the world is going to try to talk to her. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it turns into a matter of like supply and demand type of thing. So outside of America, with concepts like this are kind of skewed. It's like you're in the wild. You know what I'm saying? And in the wild, these things don't apply. You see what I'm saying? It's like kind of you in the jungle and you're in the jungle talking about like, oh, we're not gonna kill anything. No, you got to eat in the jungle. That don't work out here. You see what I'm saying? Like there are no rules like that here. You see what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying it's not rules because here things are governed by culture more than they're governed by law. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's a matter of kind of like what is the best etiquette, what makes the most sense. It's really what makes the most common sense. So things that don't make common sense don't really work out here, if that makes sense.
Let me ask you this. So vice versa, older women, like I said, you're in Colombia and you've been out there for some years and you kind of experiencing a whole different culture and a whole different life. Older women dating a woman who's 55 dating a man who's 25, 30 there. How often is that? How does that fit?
It's back to the how the society is structured. It's not structured for things like that. You see what I'm saying? Like it wouldn't be a situation where that would even make sense. You see what I'm saying?
Would you ever you 43, would you ever date a woman 57, 60?
Nah, hell nah. Why would I do that? I don't date women my age. It's like that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not. You got to look at the sensical nature of certain things. Like, right? Like, you can't do anything for me if you're my age. You should like because I'm trying to have children. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of these things that are espoused in America, they're coming from the perspective of being in the country where there's like a lot of money and there's like a certain level of okay, here's the best way to put it. You all can afford to live in fantasy. Like, see, you all can afford to have thought processes that are fantastical. People can't afford to do that here. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you can afford to have conversations that aren't based in reality. That's not a thing overseas. Everything is like, because America has a currency, and I don't want to get deep into like monetary systems and all of this type of stuff, but America's culture is based off of kind of being in a certain position. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like when you see somebody that's like really rich and they do all type of perverted things, because they're now disconnected from reality. Their money has disconnected from reality. So I think that the money in America has disconnected Americans so far from reality that now you all are so far away from what's real that you don't know what's reality anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point. I mean, yeah, I think I was talking about that. It's this movie called Surviving the Game with the Ice-T. I always reference it because in that movie you had these rich guys, and then you had one rich guy. They met Ice-T is a homeless guy, and they met him, and then they offered to bring him on a hunting trip with them, and he thought like, oh, okay, boom, I'm going to hunt trip these rich guys, but when in actuality they were just bringing him so they could hunt him. Because these rich guys had hunted some of everything in the world. Like they could do anything. And so they now, like, instead of hunting a bear or a lion, they want to hunt a human. And so I think what you're saying is very, very logical and very on point. Here in America, you have this element of fantasy. You get away from reality because you can do so much. And when you've done something at a particular level, then you want to go higher. You want to do more. You want to do more. And things just get out of control. And like you said, fantastical. It's like the family structure, gender roles, all of that stuff is just like, who cares anymore? Because it's like we got to do more. It's the new age. It ain't the old ages no more. And so then but a lot of these third world countries like Colombia is still very traditional. It's like, okay, men are here, women are here. Men, you need to do this for your woman. Women, you need to do this for your man. And then boom. And then that brings me to what me and Shamil was just talking about. Shamil brought up Ebony Williams, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like she chose to be a single mom. I haven't seen this, but I remember she was talking about it. She froze her eggs and do all that, but now she's actually pregnant now.
She is. She's pregnant with a girl, so she has to be, I want to say, more than 4 or 5 months now.
Okay.
And she determined the gender about 5 months.
Okay, and then we were talking about like a lot a lot of people were coming at her for choosing to be a single mom.
Right.
And so, and I know Shamil, you were saying like, you know, what's the like you would rather be a single mom than be with a toxic dad. But what I was saying was, why is that a choice? Like, so Taz, like, what are your thoughts about that?
See, yeah, you know, back to kind of what I'm saying, like even, you know, conversations like this, you know, I mean, it's kind of like it's so hard. I gotta like stop and even think because it's like you asking me what is life like on Mars. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta really stop and like sit down and think about all these things because it's
not relatable to you.
Yeah, it's so unbelievable. It's okay.
I wouldn't say unbelievable. To me, unbelievable sounds like it's unheard of. Unrelatable is that you're not in it, you don't know.
Yeah. That's kind of what I mean. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
unrelatable.
It's so hard for me to imagine the why of it all. You see what I'm saying? And then, you know, I gotta like go into kind of like why. It's not even only why is it happening, it's also like why is it a topic of conversation? You see what I'm saying? It's like I have to. There's so many things that we got to think about that are more priority to like talking about like something like that for people to be angry about it. People don't even have time to be mad about stuff like that because they're so busy surviving. You see what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, it's
where you are in Colombia, because you're in Medellin.
I'm in Cartagena.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, you know, all these kind of third world countries are kind of the same, you know, because basically what it is you get to see the cycles of a society, like, right? So in 100 years, Colombia will probably be the same way America is. You see what I'm saying? And then, you know, these societies kind of have a ebb, they go up and then they get to a certain point and then they go down. So I feel like America it's just like Rome. You know what I'm saying? It's like at a certain point, you know, Rome became the most powerful place in the world. And then as people begin to succeed, they get a little bit, they lose the traditions that kind of got them to the position that they were in. And then you start to see the culture start to erode. So all these things to me are kind of just an erosion, a manifestation of an erosion in culture. So, you know, to talk about them on a specific level, I kind of see them more on a macro level than like specific. They're specific they're symptoms of a bigger cultural problem, if that makes sense.
Right. So basically, it sounds like when you hear about like a woman choosing to be a single mother, that sounds foolish.
Well, I don't want to judge it because it's not something.
I'm saying it's sound. I'm not saying you think it is, but it sounds like you're saying it sounds that way.
Well, it just makes me look at the culture in general. You see what I'm saying? Like, so it's okay when you say a mother's choosing to be a single mother. Okay, right? She's, you know, this is not a crazy person. She may be making that decision based on very reasonable, very logical and reasonable. You know, she may be making a practical decision. You know what I'm saying?
With that, Shamil. So Shamil, hop in here. Like, so he was saying he's been making them practical. I know you've been following. Like, fill us in a little bit on Ebony, the background, and why she's making that decision.
So right now, because Ebony has an acquired taste for a partner, and she has not, you know, met that acquired taste. So instead of, you know, waiting for a partner to have a child, she went ahead and did artificial insemination, and, you know, is having a child herself.
Okay. I got okay. There are a lot less men. Is she black?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's a lawyer.
Okay. Oh, okay. So there are a lot less men available for women at a certain standard in the I would say in the US.
I would say in the world.
Yeah, but I would say in the US because okay, a professional woman here,
Mm-hmm.
if she runs into me, she choosing up. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I'm so far beyond her. Okay, right? So
when you say beyond, what do you mean?
I'm beyond her in every way. Like class, finance, like in every way I'm superior. Okay, right? And when I don't take the word superior with a grain of salt, I'm like superior. America is superior to Colombia because it's +1 and this is +57 number. You see what I'm saying? Like there is a hierarchy in the world. That's just how the world is structured. So just by me being an American, I'm in a higher class. Does that make sense?
I mean, I get it for the sake of argument. I get it.
Okay. So, because these places are structured by class here, so
classism.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like I may live in a Strata 6 neighborhood versus a Strata 1 neighborhood. The Strata 1 neighborhood is just a lower class neighborhood, and it's structured that way. Okay, right? Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is that if you're in America and you're, let's say you're this black woman that like is a lawyer or whatever, because of how the society of America is structured, it's going to be hard for you to find a person to match you because America is designed for black men to be on the bottom. It's designed that way. Like, so if you're not looking at kind of the socioeconomic structure of how America is set up, it's set up for black men to be at the bottom. So there's black men at the bottom, then there's black women, and then there's everything else. You see what I'm saying? Like, so structurally it's like that. So I think there's not enough conversation about how America is set up. That's why most of the black men are in jail. So you got to like think about things like this before you kind of go straight to, oh, they shouldn't be doing, why is she doing this and why is she doing that? She has less of a pool of options to choose from. Okay. So that's the first part. The second part is America is a more feminine society. Like societies, it's a more feminine culture. Like, so here it's more masculine because it's building, if that makes sense. Like, so in the beginning of a society, when it's building up, there are a lot of men because it requires a lot of like physical labor. You know what I mean? Like, so it makes the society more aggressive. You know, like it's niggas outside working all day. You see, like building shit. You see what I'm saying? But once it's built, damn, my bad, I mean to cuss. Once a society is built, it's more about emotions and feelings. You know what I mean? So the culture starts to become that way, if that makes sense. So
I think I'm catching what you're saying. Shimi, are you?
I understand what he's saying.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, what I'm saying is like, when you ask me like, how do I think about like, okay, this woman who's choosing to have a surrogate instead of finding a man, it's like I have to empathize with that a little bit because I can kind of understand where she's coming from. Like, it's hard to like, okay, a lot of women I find, right? Okay, I have to help build them up. Okay, right? Like, let's say I meet a woman.
Women you find in Colombia.
Yeah. I mean,
because I'm about to say
Colombians, women in America. I mean, I'm more successful than the women in America. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just that's even more here. Okay, right? So let's say I meet a woman. I have to bring her up to a certain standard, whether that's a class standard, whether that's financial. It can be on any level. Okay, right? Like I may have to level her up. Okay. Well, me as a man leveling up a woman is kind of natural. Okay, right? So a woman having to level up a man in certain areas, okay, yeah, helping him dress better, or helping him with maybe like it's kind of unnatural a little bit. So it would be harder for a woman to have to come in and kind of raise the man up than it would be for a man to raise up a woman. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So Sean, you're speaking about hypergamy, essentially. Like a woman practicing is more acceptable for a woman to practice hypergamy than for a man to practice hypergamy.
See, I see concepts like that. I feel like are like they're kind of derogatory a little bit, because I'm not.
You think so?
I'm just not a woman basher. I'm not here to.
No, I mean I wouldn't say that's bad. That's just a term like hypergamy.
For the sake of conversation, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like it because for lack of a better way to explain it, it is more natural for a woman to be led by a man than for a man to be led by a woman.
All right, Shamil, hop in here. Hypergamy, leading. You heard that?
Okay. So I agree with you, Freddie, and with you say your name is Sean because that's what I'm seeing here. Now, you keep saying a third world country, and that's triggering for me because I'm from a third world country. I'm actually from Trinidad.
Okay.
And Trinidad is more built up than, to me, and I'm not just being biased, than majority of the Caribbean countries out there. Like, we're so independent. We really don't require on imports and exports. We don't require that.
For sure.
We have our own oil, we have our own gold, we have our own stuff. So we don't require that type of stuff.
For sure.
Now, you're in Colombia, correct?
Yeah.
So of course, that's totally different from Trinidad and also from America. Now, every place has its own ghetto. Every place has that. Now, you also have to look at Colombia. I'm not trying to degrade it, but we're going to be honest. The people out there are more money hungry than anything. So, of course, you being an American, they're going to look at you a different type of way compared to someone in Trinidad.
No. Colombia, in a lot of ways, is much better than America. You see what I'm saying? And then you have I'm not dealing with the poor people. I'm in the higher classes. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm dealing with
poor is different because someone can be rich and be poor in mind.
Well, I'm not dealing with the poor people on no level. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not. Yeah, I'm not like a passport bro. You see what I mean? Like this, I didn't come over here to like meet. I'm over here to export oil and buy timber. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dealing. I'm dealing in another realm.
You're a businessman.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not speaking from from the perspective of like these poor people out here panhandling. It's a very rich country. It's just America has more systems in place, if that makes sense.
I know exactly what you mean because I'm from a third world country. I understand exactly what you mean.
Finish your point. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. But in all honesty, listening to you, and don't take offense to this, I would not deal with you. Because I kind of feel like even though you may be, and correct me if I'm wrong, you may be well-traveled, because I'm assuming, in your business, you go all over the place. You're stuck in your origin. If that makes sense.
What you mean?
Wherever you grew up at, you're stuck in that.
Well, what is giving you what are you basing that on?
Just the way you're articulating yourself, things that you're talking about. You keep talking about, them being poor out here. I'm in a higher class. I am this. I am that. At the end of the day, I was always taught you can't take money with you.
I'm speaking to the reality of what is okay. I did not make Columbia have a strata 6 neighborhood and a strata 1 neighborhood. That is just what it is. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm speaking to you about what the reality of where I'm at is. I'm not talking to you from a bias. Like if you look up on the internet right now and go to and type in Poblado Strata 6 Iron West Strata 1, it's going to tell you that this neighborhood is in a lower class than this neighborhood. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's what I mean. Is like, that's what I'm talking about in terms of America. Is when I say something that is true, that's a fact, there's a conversation about it. Like the sky is blue. It's not, these things are not ambiguous. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not talking to you in the ambiguity way of like my bias. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just telling you what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? That you can get on Google and just look at yourself. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not, if I say, okay, men marry women that are 20 over here, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like this.
I get that. I get that.
I'm not conjuring these things out of air. You get what I'm saying? Hello?
I said I get that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you know, and I think that's, you know, when I listen to the conversations, it's almost like nobody I don't like to use absolutes. I tend to know
nothing's absolute for death and taxes. I say that a lot.
Right, you could say more than likely.
Yeah, more than likely. You know, like I said, these terms, hypergamy, like it's almost like there's a not wanting to like accept certain realities of like life. You know what I'm saying? Like, however you may want to feel about class systems, there are class systems. It's not going to change the fact that, you know, America is structured a certain type of way on the class level. Columbia is structured a certain type of way on the class level. We are at the lowest class as Black people in America, and you really see that when you like are in another country looking from the outside looking in. And if we don't have a conversation about our position in the class system, then we're just going to continue to fight about all these other small systematic things, you know what I mean, that are kind of they're nonsensical in relation to, let's talk about how we raise our level of class. Let's talk about how we make more money and bring more money into our culture so that these problems in the genders that we have won't even be problems. You know, a lot of these problems are manifestations of the broken culture that we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they create all of these kind of issues because you don't see these things in place. Yeah. Like when you start to get to higher classes, you know, a lot of these things don't exist. You know, they exist because the men have been stripped of power. If I'm a Black man, it's harder for me to make more money than a Black woman. It's systematically set up that way. So why are we not having a conversation about that? You see what I'm saying? Like, okay, what is the symptoms of that? Okay, why is it harder for a Black man to get ahead? You know, why systematically do these types of things exist? So that's why I kind of get leery about like going deep into kind of this woman chose to do this or this man chose to do that. Why are they making these choices? You know, why does she feel like she shouldn't feel like she has to go get a surrogate because she should have a bunch of options of men that she can pick from to marry. You see what I'm saying? Like, why do we wait so long to get married to have kids? Y'all get where I'm going? I feel like I'm kind of
right. So you're speaking about the hypergamous aspect, and then her having a child, choosing to have a child by herself based off just the dearth of options that exist for her to choose a quote unquote suitable mate. But I mean, like, I think with that being said, that because when I speak, I like to speak the thing because I understand like people watch us, you know, like This will go out. Different pieces of content will go out to the zeitgeist, and there are people watching it. Whether it's one person or 1 million people, people are watching it, and they will get influenced either positively or negatively by what they're seeing. And like, it's that old saying, each one teach one. You know what I mean? Like if it or like Tupac, I may not change the world, but I guarantee I'll spark the mind of the person that'll change the world. He's just looking at it from a granular aspect, just that one person and then spark their mind. And so, I think the thing is like that may be the case, but two things can be true. A lot of times 2, 3, 4 things can be true. Like, yes, can it be true that she don't have options, suitable options to make? Yes, that can be true. Also, it can be true to where it is not advisable that the messaging out there should be, women, you should not willingly choose to dive into single motherhood with no support and just by yourself. Because the thing is she's a lawyer, but she's also in the entertainment business, so she makes the money, so she can spend money to do these different things. But emotionally and spiritually, she doesn't have any support. There's nothing money can do with that. But the financial means can help out. But there are a lot, at least 95% of the women on this earth don't even have a financial means. So not only do they have the emotional and spiritual burden, they also have a financial burden now trying to take care of this child. Because Shamil, you have children, you understand that taking care of children is way much more than financial, like providing them financially. You're gonna provide for them spiritually, emotionally, intellectually.
I'm financially good. I'm be honest, I'm financially good.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is, but providing for the child emotionally and intellectually.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. So my degree is in mental health. I have a master's in mental health, and I'm also going for my psych B in clinical psychology pretty soon. So I know how to check in with my kids. I know how to check in with myself. We all do that. We do that around dinner time. We check in with each other. And my children play sports. Once I pick them up, after they're done with their sports, I check in with them. I'm big on checking in. That's the emotional aspect. When we do homework, definitely, collaborating certain things, how we could have done that better. I believe in talking things out in the household. So once the finance part is taken care of, I can go ahead and take care of the emotional and the nurturing part. But if the finances were not the way it was set up for me and my kids, yes, it would have been definitely harder for me to check in and be more of a nurturer and things of that nature, because I am playing both roles. I am a provider and I am a nurturer and I'm a protector. So I can't imagine how it would be for other single moms to not be financially good. But then again, I'm gonna be honest with you. We live in New York. I feel like people who are unemployed have the best life in New York than people who are employed. Because it's set up that way.
What you mean when you say?
Okay.
Wait, whoa. No. We're not gonna go down that road.
No. I'm just gonna give a little bit. Like, okay, my oldest, she goes to school for free because of how it's set up in New York.
Right.
My children, they know how to swim. For the past 2 years, they've been swimming because of how things have been set up for a very low rate. My kids go to sleepaway camp at a certain rate. Like, my kids experience so much different things. And I could be honest with you, if we lived anywhere else in the United States, it would not work out the way it's working out.
So you saying that I don't think I'm following what you're saying. You saying that because your kids it's cheaper for if you have less money, I guess is what you're saying?
That's exactly what I'm saying. On the books, it's less money. On the books.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. You know who does it the best out here in New York? The Jews.
Yeah.
They do it the best.
Yeah.
So I think that is a whole.
That's a whole other topic.
Right, and so because I could I know that's a whole other separate episode. Like that's on another podcast.
Because
I've been down south. I've been down south, but I've been up here in New York. And New York, to your point, New York has so many more tentacles, if you will, as it pertains to structure and class and how people move and all the time. It can get very, very sticky. Down south, it ain't gonna get that sticky because New York is just more money here. It is simply
But I'm gonna
more
be honest with
money.
you. I've been less stressed financially in New York than I have. My parents were in the military. I've been all over. So I've been less stressed in New York than I have in any other I-95 place that I've lived.
That's fair enough. That's
fair.
That's fair enough. But guys, look, I think we had a great conversation. Because I really feel like it's bubbling right now. We really want to go down this path. I would love to go down the path with y'all. But
we can definitely bring Sean back and we can talk about what he wanted, the grander scheme, because I have thought about things like that.
What about moving out the country?
No, I'm gonna be honest. I'm leaving. I give myself 10 more years and I'm going back home because the American dream is leaving America. That's how I look at it.
It's not popping.
America's terrible. And I always advise people get at least 2 passports.
God bless America.
Yeah.
Look, Sean, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for popping in with us. Like I said, feel free every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. As usual, always great to have Shamil, our resident therapist, our resident clinical. What's your official title?
Well, I just have my master's in mental health, and I am going for my Psych D in clinical psychology. I'll let everybody know. And virtually, we're invited to graduation. So
we speak into the universe. So when you get to Psych D, what's the official all-around title? The not clinical therapist. What is it?
Clinical psychologist with my
clinical. Our resident clinical psychologist.
Yes.
Shamil, thank you for joining us. And
you.
Both of you guys, appreciate y'all joining us in place of, as y'all can see, our normal host, Lady Drea. She is, she's hosting a big tournament in Vegas. So I'm shout out to her. But yeah. But thank y'all. Make sure y'all follow. What's the IGs? Drop the IGs.
Oh wow, which one? Hold on, let me go to the.
With Sean, what's your IG while she gets hers?
Oh, Sean Pablo Picasso.
Sean Pablo Picasso. Y'all check him out. Y'all holler at him on the IG. And then Shamil, our clinical psychotherapist.
Psychologist.
Psychologist. Oh.
Illest.Sam.
There you go, man. Y'all holler at them, man. Thank y'all. She make me Freddie BTV. Once again, another episode of Token and the Truth. And guys, we will see y'all next week on the show. Appreciate it. Where my music?
Bye.
Play my music. Woo!